Temujin is continuing to grow in strength and edging closer each day to gaining a high level of nomadic dominance and gaining his first kingdom. His main threat are his neighbours, and while he can take any of them in a one-on-one war scenario, they are starting to band together into confederations. However, fate is going to intervene today in a way that Temujin never saw coming. And to be honest, I didn't either. Welcome back to our Khans of the Steppe playthrough. We are Temujin, 35 years old, seen lots of success, expanded out our borders quite nicely, but we are by no means finished yet. The first thing we want to do is get our herd size to 10,000. That will enable us to enact high dominance. We'll be able to have higher amount of holdings within our own domain, as well as an increase of our overall vassal limit. It also means that we will be able to dominate the kingdom that we are in. Once we do this, high dominance is all that's missing. Once we do this, it'll start a war with everybody inside it. Now that is estimated to be an army of around 5,000. We currently are sitting at around half that, so also on the agenda is to increase the amount of men-at-arms that we have. That will be in the Square of Tumen here. Want to get this to level 3 so we get a increase to both the size and max number of men-at-arms regiments that we have. I would like to go on another raid. Last time we were doing pillage, which is 50% gold to 100% herd. This time I think we might do plunder, 100% gold and a 300% herd, possibly even gaining an innovation, but it does make our raid speed significantly slower. I think this is still worth it though. Our herd increase month over month is decent, but we obviously want to make sure that we're picking that up whenever we can. Primarily though, the reason for this is gold. We need this to upgrade some of the buildings in our actual nomadic capital, and that's quite a bit harder to come by. I'm going to raise all as raiders here, and we're going to start with some of these states whose suzerain is this man here, Chieftain Togrul the Trickster. He is relatively powerful. He kind of gained a lot of his power through having tons of different alliances. Those seem to have broken apart a bit now though, and he's involved in a war. A retaliation war here, as the attacker actually, but that's quite a bit balanced. I'm curious to see who comes out on top here. Now, I'm going to start by raiding some of these counties over here. Their suzerain is this man of the Karates over here. They were very powerful earlier as they had so many alliances. A lot of those seem to have broken apart now though, and they're actually in a retaliation war currently, so hopefully that keeps them busy while we raid their capital. I would love to actually fill our loot bar here of 249. I want to raid down here and then see if there's anything available to raid up north as well. First raid is a success. We're going to keep moving forward, trying to grab everything that we can. There are a lot of other armies that are raiding as well, and a bunch of counties that are recently raided and can't even be raided upon again. We'll pick up what we can in the meantime. War declared on tributary. It's actually this big duke to the south of us who's going for our tributary over here. Now, we do actually have enough troops to deal with them. I'm not overly concerned if I lose the tributary or not, but I'll happily take the opportunity to smash his army in again. Offer of confederation to the impressive High Chieftain Temujin of the Mongols to foil the hunters of this land should we lean wolves not band together. So it's the Buryat Confederation over here of the Bayad Mongols. Confederations seem quite nice and all well and good. If I was next to somebody the size of these nomadic kingdoms over here, it would probably be something that I definitely need to do. I would prefer not to right now, however, primarily because of this. Belonging to a confederation restricts dominance and prevents creating new titles. That's literally our main goal right now, so going to decline. Another one of our friends, Chieftain Jagumbu, died, and we are now having another mental break. I'd rather not become irritable or definitely not profligate yet, so I'm going to suffer through for now. We'll try and go on some hunts and things to actually deal with the stress. First time I'm seeing this notification. Your tributary Chieftain Tebuka might cease paying tribute. So it looks like his obedience is falling. Yeah, he obeys no one at the moment. We could negotiate it and bribe him with some herd, but what I can also do is actually just demand his obedience. He'll actually gain 30 opinion of us and become obedient, and our belligerent vassals will like it as well. So absolutely. Chieftain Tebuka bows to you. Yes, he does. Oh god, the family drama is back. Aiton, who thought the father of her child was my brother when the father of the child is actually my other half brother. I love how I'm still getting stressed out about Kokujin possibly sleeping with somebody else. She definitely is. You have this issue every month. Alright, the siege is finished. I'm going to attack this army over here and then try and move south to help out my tributary, who is currently under siege. Never mind, before I even made it there, the war's already over and he's now his tributary. It's insane to me how loose tributaries are. Like, the game kind of told me he was being attacked, but even when I fully lost him, not even a notification. Maybe there was, I could have missed it, to be honest. So I'm going to upgrade the Square of Tumen, which is like our military building here with an internal upgrade. I do like large loot sacks for the army movement speed and raid speed. A lot of these are quite nice, but I feel like it's hard not to go for cavalry training with increasing the max size of archery and light cavalry regiments. So we're going to go for that one and keep on raiding. Eastern Steppe, everlasting summer. That is tremendous news. So county fertility growth is now quite a bit higher, army movement speed is increased, and the subjects, vassal, tributary, and vassal herd contribution are also all increased. Thank you very much. The raiding is going quite successfully. We are at 85 out of 217 loot. There are quite a few counties over here we can loot with a nice bit of value. Now, these duchies are quite strong. They have quite a few allies, but I am generally more powerful than most of them in terms of one-on-one standing armies, but if they're involved in a war and their allies are around, that could be a problem. Ooh, I haven't actually seen this symbol before either. Member of the Buryat Confederation. Okay, so they are confederated together. It does mean that they have increased opinion of one another. They definitely will help each other in an offensive war. I'm gonna hope that they don't help each other in a raid. Okay, he is coming down to try and defend it here, but we should win this. Yes, quite handily as well. A lot of them do have very strong men-at-arms, but at least at this point in the game, they don't seem to have a great mix of men-at-arms. So generally, because I have a little bit of everything going on, I usually hard counter them with at least one of mine. Using to attack me again with an even smaller army. We love ambition. We love ambition. Oh, interesting. We have an actual event after that siege. The settlement of Irhu, an important stronghold in Greater Bajandaj Boryats, has fallen to my raiders. We have the run of the vast tracts of land and many of the quivering subjects and shivering treasures of Chieftain Mundulun to choose from. The troops stand ready, awaiting my command to give them direction. So we can choose to steal every ewe and every mare. They will get recently sacked, which is not going to be great for them, as well as a bunch of other debuffs. We'll get greater fertility growth in the capital. Or we can say, bring me bounteous plunder. They'll still get recently sacked and the development growth decreases by 40, but we get 30 more loot. I will take that one, please. Alright, we have about 143 loot. I'm happy to take this back, lock it in, and then reinforce our armies again. Very easy to get carried away when raiding, and then you just take one step too far, and suddenly there's an army that can just wipe you out. And all your raiding was for nothing. Another war on my tributary. They're trying to steal everything. Oh wait, no, it's my vassal attacking my tributary? Yeah, it is. Okay, interesting. Raid loot delivered. 431 herd, 143 gold. We'll take that. We do have an interesting legend here as well, the Glittering Visitor. At mythical level, we could build the legendary hunting lodge and get a claim on every existing de jure title inside the Empire of Mongolia. That will be super useful. We're nowhere near ready for it yet though. We couldn't even afford promoting it at the basic level, but we definitely will do this later. Now I've used up almost all the gold immediately on bringing my men-at-arms to their max size, but I feel like that is just something that we can't afford not to do. I don't want to get so lost in saving up gold to invest and build out new things that we just get rolled when someone decides to go to war with us. Someone is trying to steal my herd. I can't believe this. Let's actually go on another hunt, try and get all of these nice bonuses, and also try and get my stress down a little bit. So I have the ability to vassalize a count here, but the confusing thing is that he is a tributary of this man, and this man is a tributary of me. So I don't think we will do this for now. We're at our vassal limit anyway, but that is going to be a weird one to have to check every time. Oh, of course, now my brother Timuj here is trying to kill my sister-in-law because she is with child of my other half-brother. I can barely keep up with what my family's getting up to here. So our ally, who is inside the Buryat Confederation, is asking us to help in a tributary war. He is attacking what looks to be 2 other counts. I think he'll be fine. I'll accept. I don't think he'll need me, though. Amazing. We have hit the max level of the Nurge outcome, getting a ton of gold, ton of prestige, bunch of other bonuses as well. Our people will remember this. Hey, another achievement! Shut up, nerd! I can demand a herd from some of my vassals. I definitely will. They will take a bit of an opinion debuff, but they really like me at the moment anyway. Now, I think the first upgrade I'm going to go for with the gold from the hunt is upgrading the court yurt. This is great for getting more taxes and herd from vassals and tributaries, so we'll absolutely build this. Next up then, I'll upgrade the square of Tumen to increase the number of men-at-arm regiments that we have. I know I am saving herd, but there's no point saving up, getting to 1,000, getting to high dominance, being able to actually dominate the kingdom, but then not having enough actual soldiers to win the war. Although this has been significantly reduced. Previously it was 4k, now it's 2.4. Now I do have one disobedient Kurultai member, and it's actually my daughter. It is interesting, looking at this obedience piece, the debuff she has, one of them is no positive special relationship. What exactly is a special relationship? So I guess she wants me to be her friend, considering I wasn't her guardian or something. That's fine, we'll try and sway her, see if we can make it happen. While it is annoying that your tributaries can just sort of come and go so quickly, it is kind of nice that as I check around my realm, it's usually always different. Even in a short period of time, there's just suddenly a county that's free that I can demand to be a tributary. Or up here, previously this person or whoever was holding it was a tributary and no longer is, so we're going to go to war and bring him under tribute as well. Now, I am just going around and systematically, anybody who isn't already a tributary to somebody is going to be a tributary to me, one way or the other. Okay, that is another county now under tribute. I do need to keep an eye on my gold, though. With all of my army raised, we are slightly going into the negative. Now, I don't think we're ever going to be super rich until we get a ridiculously massive herd and lots of like official vassals who are even like paying up like much more herd and whatnot. But in the meantime, we may want to try and upgrade any domicile buildings that give us more gold. That's the only other income stream we have at this point. Okay, so I've just been chilling for the past while, to be honest. Not a huge amount of movement. Trying to save up on our herd so we can get to that dominance level. We have the ability to part ways with our eagle here. If we let her go, we will lose Brave Eagle and all these advantages and gain some prestige. We could say we can't part ways with her yet, but there is a small chance it'll affect the health of the eagle. Or we can say we'll never let Halleck go. If it'll affect her health, we will let her go, but not yet. I very much enjoy the bonuses. I'm going to stay in the martial tree as well. I'm going to take hard rule here for the dread gain. Very useful in this type of government. There it is. Increase your dominance. It's so weird to see a new icon up here. We can now finally go to a high level of dominance. This will increase our overall vassal limit, domain limit. We can upgrade our main yurt building, and we can finally actually dominate the kingdom tier title as well. The secret of my half-brother sleeping with my actual brother's wife has now been exposed, and my nephew, everybody knows that his dad is no longer his dad. Oh my word. When this first came up, I was like, oh, amazing, we picked up Conqueror. But no. This is unique to Temujin. Look at this. We immediately gain the Mongol Empire. Immediately gain 5,000 gold, 108 dread, 2,500 prestige. Immediately go to unrestricted dominance, and we gain 75,000 herd. So this is ridiculous. We are immediately an emperor with 86,000 herd and 27,000 soldiers, and we haven't even increased our men-at-arms yet. What I think I will do is grab one more unit of siege, just because that's going to be helpful as we start to go to war with everybody, and then I'm going to double up on the nomad lancers as well as the heavy horse archers. And just immediately max these out because golden herd is no longer a problem at all. And look at this, decision available, become the greatest of all Khans. So we now have all of what we need in order to actually launch this, but we are by no means ready. We would have to fight a war against every single powerful ruler and nomad in our region. I mean, I'm saying we're by no means ready. We could be close. Okay, we absolutely dwarf everybody else in terms of herd size. Military-wise, though, they have quite a few going for them. I mean, it's only really the leader of the Cumans here with his 13,000, which we could definitely deal with, but everybody combined is still going to be quite a challenge. I probably will want to start to expand out, just build up everything even more, but at a certain point it'll be time to just declare war on everybody and take everything. What I am going to do though is leave this episode here. My plans have been blown out of the water. I thought we were going to have to individually get our dominance up, take a kingdom, try and survive a while. The game has just handed me the keys to the kingdom here. It's like, here you go, you now have more herd than anybody else in a ridiculous army, go win wars. The game is just asking me to go and become Genghis Khan. I honestly had no idea that was even a thing. I thought we were going to have to do this much more manually, but now the game has just basically put this series on 12 times speed. So I'm going to start the next episode up and we are just going to start declaring war on everybody. I'm looking forward to it, but as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.